Sunday's victory at Monza by Ferrari was another potential win lost by McLaren due to indecisiveness and poor strategy. This is becoming a troubling trend for the Papaya team. Despite having the fastest car and two very competitive drivers, McLaren is still struggling to win races consistently and instead keeps falling on its own sword. In a race where both McLaren drivers started from the front of the grid, they ended up compromising their own chances. Oscar Piastri's bold move on the first lap sent Lando Norris tumbling down the order, leading to him being overtaken by Charles Leclerc, a move that would prove decisive for the win. Throughout the race, we heard phrases such as "Papaya rules" instead of actual decisive decisions from the team. The constant deferral to the drivers for strategy and tyre choices was a scathing horror show, proving that you need more than just a fast car to be a championship-winning team. As we dive deeper into McLaren's struggles, we must ask, what's at the root of their inability to capitalise on their car's performance? Is it a case of too many cooks in the kitchen, or is there something more complex at play? Will Buxton, a renowned F1 presenter and journalist, recently shared his insights on McLaren's curious approach to driver management. The team's CEO, Zak Brown, has repeatedly insisted that McLaren has two number-one drivers in Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. But what's the real story behind this claim? Buxton speculates that the answer might lie in Oscar Piastri's contract. He suggests that Piastri's manager, Mark Webber, may have ensured that his protégé wouldn't be relegated to a supporting role. This decision could be influenced by Webber's own experiences as a number two driver during his Red Bull days. The only thing that makes sense, Buxton explains, is that Oscar's contract, maybe somewhere in it says that he has to have number one status, and this is why Zak keeps on saying we've got two number one drivers. But is this rigid approach sustainable in the high-stakes world of Formula One? And how might it affect McLaren's championship aspirations? As we've seen, the two number one drivers' strategy might look good on paper, but how does it play out on the track? Let's examine a recent race that put McLaren's approach under the spotlight. The Italian Grand Prix at Monza provided a perfect case study of McLaren's driver management strategy, or lack thereof. With Red Bull struggling, McLaren had a golden opportunity to maximise their championship points. However, their approach left many, including Buxton, utterly baffled. Oscar Piastri overtook his teammate Lando Norris on the first lap with a daring move. While this showcased Piastri's skill and determination, it also raised questions about McLaren's strategy. Did Oscar pull off one of the moves of the season? 100%, Buxton acknowledged. My word, that was a gutsy, brilliantly executed move. But how are McLaren allowing their drivers to be in a situation where they're fighting each other? The lack of team orders, especially towards the end of the race, puzzled many observers. Buxton criticised the team's failure to swap positions in the closing laps to secure more points for their better-placed driver in the championship. How are you not prioritising the guy who's going to make the most out of this? Buxton questioned. How do you not even swap them on the last lap just to get a couple more points? The Italian Grand Prix exposed the flaws in McLaren's strategy, but what are the long-term implications of this approach? Could this be the Achilles heel that cost them a shot at the championship? As the 2024 Formula One season progresses, McLaren's driver management strategy could have far-reaching implications for their championship hopes. With only a handful of races remaining, every point becomes crucial in the fight for both the drivers' and constructors' championships. Buxton doesn't mince words when discussing the potential consequences of McLaren's current approach. They're going to throw it away, and you don't get these chances every year. You don't know when your next opportunity is going to come around, and they're going to throw it away, and they'll deserve to at the moment, because they're just not playing it smart. The presenter emphasizes the need for pragmatism in a title campaign. He suggests that while equal treatment might be contractually mandated, there should be exceptions when championship positions are at stake. Maybe there's something in the contract that says they have to be on equal footing all the time, Buxton speculates. But surely then there'd be a caveat in there that says, listen, unless we're in a championship position, you can't wait until it's mathematically impossible for Oscar to win the championship. With the championship hanging in the balance, McLaren faces a crucial decision. Will they stick to their guns, or will they adapt their strategy to maximise their chances? The road ahead is fraught with challenges. Looking forward, McLaren faces a critical juncture. Their current driver management strategy, while seemingly fair, may ultimately hinder their championship aspirations. The team must find a balance between honouring their commitments to both drivers and maximising their chances for success in both championships. Buxton's final thoughts serve as a stark warning to the Woking-based team. I don't understand what McLaren are doing. I genuinely don't, and I haven't now for months because none of it makes sense. As the season progresses, all eyes will be on McLaren to see if they adjust their approach. Will they continue with their current strategy of treating both drivers equally, or will they make the tough decisions necessary to secure championship success? McLaren's choices in the coming races could well determine their place in the annals of F1 history. As we conclude our analysis, we're left with a burning question. What would you do if you were in Zak Brown's shoes? How would you balance fairness to your drivers with the cutthroat demands of Formula One competition? The clock is ticking, and McLaren's championship hopes hang in the balance.